University students across the country say thousands of students have been defunded overnight who previously benefited from financial assistance through the National Student Financial Aid Scheme, or NSFAS. They also say some students have been left stranded after delays in the payment of allowances for accommodation and food after NSFAS introduced a new direct payment system last month called Izaga, which will see funds being distributed through a third-party service provider. NSFAS says the recent findings by the Special Investigating Unit that over 5 billion rand were paid or overpaid to an estimated 4,000 students who did not qualify for funding since 2017 has led to the implementation of a new verification system.
We must strengthen our system by cross-referencing, the information that we were getting, and that would be the information that we've been using to assess the eligibility of the applicant.
But TUT student leaders say thousands of students have now unfairly been excluded from financial student aid.
At the peak of the academic year, where now they are supposed to be focusing on exams, where they're supposed to be focusing on tests and assignments, NSFAS decides that no, they are no longer eligible for funding. It is a problem for those students.
Many disgruntled students took to social media, complaining that they were informed overnight that their funding was being cut without reasons provided. Some claimed they were evicted from their student accommodation, and in an extreme case, this student claimed she was forced to sleep a night out on the street.
Those investigations are currently ongoing, and up until such a time where they've concluded that investigation, those students must continuously be funded. So in TUT we are confronted with the situation where many of these kids are facing eviction because they stay in private owned residences, and there's no clear plan on how NSFAS is willing to assist those students who are facing those particular issues.
Protesting students at TUT blocked anybody from entering the university's main campus and vowed to bring learning to a halt until their grievances have been heard. These students say many have also not received their accommodation and food allowances since the end of May, after NSFAS introduced a new direct payment system through a third-party service provider. NSFAS says the new system was implemented as part of their efforts to curb the wrongful allocation of funds.
In the past, we would give the money to a university or a college. Then it would be incumbent upon the college to allocate the money accordingly in terms of what goes to tuition, what goes for accommodation establishment, as well as the allowance. We felt that we needed to take direct responsibility for the disbursement of these allowances, so that we can make sure that we are accountable.
But student leaders at TUT claim that only 20,000 students have been brought onto the new system, and up to 60% of those students did not receive their June allowances. They also claim that about 15% of the student allowances go towards bank charges under the new system.
If they wanted to introduce their system, they should have called us first and sit down with us, tell us, comrades, this is how we are going to operate. This is how, when are we going to you get your funds, those issues, you see. So now they just send that emails to student registered. Now students are suffering because of there was no proper communication with student leaders.
Student leaders have called on the Minister of Higher Education, Bladen Zemande, to urgently intervene in the matter following meetings with university management and NSFAS that brought no resolution.